Welcome, folks. Good morning. My name is Omer Ahern Jr., and I am the Grafton County Commissioner from District 3, which serves the towns of southeastern Grafton County, as far north as Warren and Rumney, and over as far as Canaan and Dorchester and Groton, and as far south as Alexandria, Bristol, and Holderness. Of course, Holderness, Plymouth, Hebron, I think I said Bristol. So I'm here to give my periodic report as a Grafton County Commissioner. I serve with two other county commissioners from Grafton County. District 1, which includes the city of Lebanon and the towns of Hanover and Enfield, are served by Commissioner Wendy Piper of Enfield. Again, that's District 1. And then we also serve with Commissioner Linda Lauer from District 2, and she serves the towns in the western and northern part of Grafton County. Commissioner Lauer is the chairman of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners. I serve as the vice chairman of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners, and Commissioner Piper serves as the clerk of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners. Today is going to kind of be a potpourri presentation. Things have been kind of, disjointed the last few weeks due to the primary election on September 11th. We did meet, but that kind of created some situations where not all of the department heads were available, or elected officials were available. And today is Wednesday. I'm doing this on Wednesday, September 19th. And yesterday, September 18th, the commissioners did not meet as a Board of Commissioners because we were all attending the 2018 New Hampshire Association of Counties annual conference and trade show over in Mount Sunapee, over in Sullivan County. And my reason for wanting to make sure that I attended that association annual conference was to be in attendance at what I consider a very important partnership, the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the University of New Hampshire Cooperative Extension Program and Grafton County. And actually all 10 counties in New Hampshire have memorandums of understanding with the UNH Cooperative Extension folks to help fund some of their programs, in some cases to provide office space. I can tell you, exactly what goes on in Grafton County, and I will tell you, we are very, very fortunate to have the UNH Cooperative Extension folks able to work with us in Grafton County. Heather Bryant, who is the vegetable specialist for Grafton County. She is the head of the UNH Cooperative Extension Office in Grafton County. An amazing lady. She was a Peace Corps volunteer in her younger days, serving over, I think, in Madagascar. But an amazing, knowledgeable person on vegetables, and she's still doing some trials with hothouse or tomatoes grown under a covering, a plastic covering. We also have Jim Frome, who is what we used to say in the old days, the county forester. And if you own any woodlands and you would like to have the county forester, Jim Frome, come over and take a look at your woodlot. It's no cost to you, no charge to you. And you just need to call the extension office up in Grafton County. And if you Google Grafton County, New Hampshire, UNH Cooperative Extension, you should be able to find Jim's number there. We're also really, really fortunate to have Michael Lunak, who is based up in Grafton County. Michael is the dairy specialist for the entire state of New Hampshire. And we have Michael up there at Grafton County, and he's an amazingly knowledgeable person, So if you want to get into milking cows or raising cows for beef or whatever purpose, Michael Lunak, it would be a tremendous resource for you to contact. And again, you can contact Michael at the UNH Cooperative Extension Office up in Grafton County. So the Grafton County taxpayers do help to fund some of the UNH Cooperative Extension folks and what they do up there. Donna Lee is with the 4-H program. We're really trying to emphasize and promote the 4-H programs here in Grafton County. I believe in the last year or so, they started a new 4-H program in Rumney. I think is dealing with animals, cows and dairy cows and so on, and horses. But 4-H is a tremendous program. When I was a youngster, I was in the 4-H program and involved with carpentry and growing gardens as a 4-H youngster. And I've also volunteered with the 4-H programs over the years, 4-H foundations, and being on the UNH advisory board in Sullivan County and here in Grafton County. So this memorandum of understanding, I think, is a really good opportunity to share resources, to make these resources from UNH Cooperative Extension available to our residents in Grafton County. And basically, they're no cost to the residents. And I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. So this memorandum of understanding is renewed every 6 years. And I was on the Board of Commissioners here in Grafton County 6 years ago when we signed the memorandum of understanding at that county annual county meeting, New Hampshire Association meeting. The last time the commissioners met was on September 11th, which was primary day. And at that meeting was Commissioner Lauer, Commissioner Piper, County Administrator Julie Libby, Administrative Assistant Samantha Norcross. And because I had just recently had eye surgery in my right eye to repair a macular hole in my right eye, and I was under doctor's orders not to go out into public, but to stay home with my head down, I attended that meeting by way of telephone. And that is allowed by the New Hampshire statutes, specifically RSA 91-A, the open meeting law here in the state of New Hampshire. Also present that day was the farm manager, Donnie Kimball, Beth Wyman, who was the Deputy Register of Deeds, and she made the annual report for the registry, monthly report for the Grafton County Registry of Deeds, and then County Attorney Laura Saffo was also in attendance. So again, the county commissioners meet every week for the most part. We meet on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock in the morning up at the county complex up in North Haverhill on the Dartmouth College Highway, not too far away from the North Haverhill Senior Center. So, and I want to encourage you folks to come and attend these meetings. These meetings are open to the public. The only time that they're closed is when we have non-public sessions in accordance with New Hampshire RSA 91-A, which is the open meeting law. And those would be to discuss employee matters, privileged matters, any matters that might involve contracts with the county, and things like that. So especially the meeting coming up next week, September 25th. And I'll go back to the September 11th minutes, but when I'm talking about here I'm talking about the agenda and the next meetings. Next week, next Tuesday, September 25th, starting at 9 o'clock, we will be meeting with Brent Ruggles, the Information Technology Manager, Tom Elliott. He'll be making his monthly report as the Correctional Superintendent, the Department of Corrections Superintendent. Tom is a Marine. We'll also hear from Nancy Bishop on the Human Services report. Nancy is a one-person department at Grafton County. And Nancy has been a long time, very faithful, county employee, and Nancy saves the county taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars every year by her very dutiful, tenacious work on the various human services budgets, Medicare, Medicaid, reimbursement from the state, and making sure that the county's records are such that the county, through Nancy, is paying attention to what money needs to be reimbursed to Grafton County for the services that are reimbursable, again, for the services that we provide to our Grafton County residents. So we're very pleased and fortunate to have Nancy Bishop. We will also be meeting again with Donnie Kimball, the farm manager, and as I've stated before, Donnie Kimball is retiring after 32, 33 years of service to Grafton County on the county farm. Donnie is the present farm manager, and he is retiring as of the 30th of November. And as I've said, we are actively looking for a replacement for Donnie. Is it going to be a working farm manager? Someone who has skills in putting together budgets and finance statements, but at the same time, someone who can milk cows, work with the pig herd that we have there. We have chickens, and this person needs to be able to run farm equipment, tractors and hay cutters and balers and corn choppers, and put together, the food that we need, the feed we need for the cows, the pigs, and the chickens. So it's a multitask job. It's a salaried position. It's not just a 40-hour-a-week job, but the health insurance benefits are very good, and the retirement plan is also very good. So if you know of someone who's good with figures, can put together a budget, can milk cows and take care of the pigs and the chickens, and can make hay and can grow corn and make silage and grow vegetables and plow and anything and everything that you do on a farm, please have them contact the human resource person, Karen Clough, up at the Grafton County Commissioner's office. Have him or her make an application for the farm manager position. Also next week will be Jim Oakes, our maintenance superintendent, who will be talking about all the issues and the challenges we have in trying to maintain a 25-acre complex. Superior Courthouse, the brand new, now 6 to 8 year old correctional facility, the farm buildings, the hay barns, the cow barn, the dairy barn, the Hefford barn, the maintenance shed, and our large nursing home building and our administrative building, and making sure that the heating systems work. We also have a biomass heating plant up there, so Jim keeps us up to date every month on what's going on there. But the biggest thing that I really want people to know about is we're going to be meeting with Susan Olson. Susan Olson, O-L-S-E-N, of Warner, New Hampshire. I've known Susan for several years. She is an energy consultant. Due to the very good work of Senator Bob Guida of Warren, Senator Guida introduced into legislation a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, legislation that would allow Grafton County to go on to the open market to purchase its electrical needs, electricity, on the open market. And that bill was passed earlier this year in the New Hampshire House and the New Hampshire Senate, and Governor Sununu signed it into law in early August, and we are now trying to implement that. So in consultation and agreement with the other two commissioners, Commissioner Lauer and Commissioner Piper, and in consultation with Mr. Oakes, the maintenance superintendent, I contacted Susan Olson, and she is very excited about coming and talking with Grafton County about the wonderful opportunities that are out there for Grafton County to become its own energy supplier, its own energy distributor. And it's going to involve ISO New England But she's going to talk with us on what options are available to the county to basically save, I'm thinking, I'm not sure how many thousands of dollars, but to save lots of money for the Grafton County taxpayers every year going forward. And I really want to thank Senator Bob Guida of Warren for his good work in shepherding this legislation through the New Hampshire Senate and the New Hampshire House. So again, I encourage you folks, if you want to really hear what's going on at Grafton County and the situation that we have here, the needs, what issues we deal with as county commissioners, come on up to the county complex on Tuesday, September 25th. And again, the meeting starts at 9 in the morning with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I think you will find it very, very, very interesting. Okay, I took care of that quicker than I thought. Getting back to the minutes of the meeting on September 11th, at that time, Farm Manager Kimball reported, again, this was on Tuesday, September 11th, that the county is currently milking 76 cows. We're shipping 5,600 pounds of milk, averaging 69 pounds per cow per day. The price of milk, unfortunately, has dropped over $1 in the last month or so, so we're now getting $17.51 per hundredweight. Now, what's important is that $17.51 is actually a premium price that we're getting for our Grafton County dairy milk. If you're the regular dairy farmer in New Hampshire and Vermont, and you're not involved in any special programs, you're probably getting a little bit less than $17.51 per hundredweight. But because of the quality of the milk that we're producing at the Grafton County Dairy Farm, for example, a Cabot cheese, they want to have Grafton County dairy milk in their cheese products. So we're very proud of that fact. Plus, as I said before, the Grafton County Dairy Herd has won 3 national awards for the quality of their milk in the last year. And we want to thank Ben White, who is the dairy herd manager up there. So we appreciate the work that Ben does. And also Brian Tillotson, who is the other farm worker that we have up there, driving tractor, planting crops, cutting hay, baling hay, cutting corn for the silage for the cows. So again, I'm very proud of the farm operation that we have up there. I have a fantastic vegetable operation up there. Again, Heather Bryant from UNH helps out with that. But the vegetable operation, the dairy operation, also provides opportunities for some of the inmates from the House of Correction to go out and work, learn a little bit about growing vegetables and harvesting vegetables, learn a little bit about what it's like to work in a barn, shoveling manure and milking the cows, and a lot of micro dairies out there. And with the hope that maybe some of these young people, after they're incarcerated, they've paid their debt to society, maybe they can go out and do some things that they ordinarily wouldn't have the option or the knowledge to do. So this is one of the unique reasons why I feel so important to have the dairy farm and the vegetable operation at Grafton County. And the other 2 commissioners agree with me on that issue. And so that's very good. And again, some people are worried about, well, doesn't it cost the taxpayer money to run the dairy farm and the vegetable operation and the pigs and the chickens and so on? Well, if you take into account, excuse me, if you take into account what we're doing for the inmates and the labor that the inmates are providing, I believe it's a net zero loss gain. I really feel that it's a positive thing for the taxpayers of Grafton County. We're not in competition with other farmers. When we sell our vegetables are sold at the prices that are stated in the New Hampshire Department of Agriculture Weekly Market Bulletin. So we're not undercutting anyone in that regard. And again, our milk prices are all determined by Agrimark, which determines the prices for all dairy producers in New Hampshire and Vermont. Going on with Farm Manager Kimball's report, says we're going to be cutting our fourth grass crop the end of this week. The corn is almost ready to cut within the next 2 weeks. The farm stand is doing well. At the farm stand, we have one of our inmates, one of the female inmates, is watching over the farm stand. So, you know, there is no employee per se hired to watch over the farm stand. So it's a good partnership between the Department of Corrections and the farm operation. So the farm stand is doing well. The summer vegetables are almost done, but the potatoes and the winter squash are now in, and you can buy the potatoes in 50-pound bags, and you can buy, you know, 100 pounds of squash if you want to put them in your root cellar at home. And they're good quality crops, folks, good quality produce. The cows are still struggling with the heat. It has been a hot, humid summer. Hopefully the cows will get back on track now that the temperatures are cooling off. We're probably going to set a day, either October 9th or October 16th, to host the Woodsville Elementary School for their annual Pumpkin Day. We also talked about the interview committee for the new farm manager position. After we met with Farm Manager Kimball, the Grafton County Deputy Register of Deeds, Beth Wyman came in and gave us the monthly report, gives us the August revenue from the revenue stamp money when deeds are recorded. And she also mentions the different foreclosures that are going on, a very sad thing to have happen. But the nice thing about the Registry of Deeds is they are the only department in Grafton County that on paper shows a very significant positive cash income to the county. So we're very pleased with what goes on at the Register of Deeds. And so year to date, in terms of foreclosures, there's been 29 foreclosures in Grafton County since the beginning of 2018. Year 2017 to this time, there were 55 foreclosures. In 2016, there had been 67 foreclosures in Grafton County to date. But this is what it was like back in 2010. When in 2010, as of this date, we had 151 foreclosures in Grafton County. So the economy is better, fewer foreclosures, so things are good in that regard. We also had a report from the County Attorney, Laura Saffo, and she gives us a very detailed report every month. Her report starts off with the mission of the Office of the Grafton County Attorney, which is to provide justice and promote the safety and security of the county's citizens, thereby enhancing the quality of life in Grafton County. And they seek to achieve these goals by striving for just disposition of criminal cases through timely, efficient, and effective prosecution of the cases, ensuring that victims and witnesses of crimes are treated with respect, courtesy, and sensitivity as they cooperate with the criminal prosecutions, improving the criminal justice system by identifying areas of need and working collaboratively with other criminal justice agencies and the community to improve the criminal justice system, and encouraging and promoting crime prevention and early intervention initiatives. Also identifying, promoting, and implementing new and innovative approaches to solving crime problems. The biggest thing that the county attorney wanted to talk with us, and again, I was there via telephone, was her need for more space for her ever-expanding office. So she says, as you know, the Office of the Grafton County Attorney has maxed out in space in the courthouse and is utilizing 1 office in the Alternative Senate's building, and 3 office spaces in the administrative building. This means employees are located away from the remainder of the employees. Well, the county has turned a lot of office space over to the use of the county attorney in the last 4 or 5 years. It is an issue that we would like to address through some long-term planning. In fact, the county commissioners talked about putting together a long-term plan and getting input and putting together a formal long-term plan. The last plan that Grafton County has is from, I think, the late 1980s, mid-1980s, which indicated a need for the new county correctional facility. But because of the cost that we were told it would take to put such a long-term plan together, about $8,000 to $10,000, with the budget the way it was this year, we just could not justify doing that at this time. But at this conference that I attended yesterday, there was a workshop on doing planning for, among other things, long-range planning for facility needs. So I think there's some other ways that we can deal with putting together that long-range plan so that we can identify the proper use of our building space up there in Grafton County. And she talked about the bail reform statute that went into effect on September 1st, and that is certainly creating some new issues for our criminal justice prosecutors here in Grafton County and all over the state of New Hampshire. So there's always one issue after another that we're dealing with. She talked about the Circuit Court Victim Witness Services Program, and we do have a victim witness coordinator here in the Plymouth area out of the Plymouth Circuit Court, and there is also one up out of the Littleton Circuit Court. So there's just a lot of things going on, and we appreciate the work of the Grafton County Attorney and her many dedicated employees there. A couple of other things that I want to just bring to your attention in the last minute and a half or 2 minutes that I've got. A lot of discussion about how to meet the needs of our elderly residents here in Grafton County and all over the state of New Hampshire. Grafton County is working with an outfit called Sensio Systems to kind of put together a healthcare delivery system for the elderly that would allow the elderly to remain in their homes much longer through this risk management solutions that they have. It's going to be strengthening communities with technology, and it's just an amazing thing. And it looks like Sensio Systems, which is doing similar things in Vermont and Maine, are willing to do a pilot program here for about 12 months in Grafton County at no cost to Grafton County to see how that works. So you'll be hearing more from me about that. And also there's some other things that are coming out of the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services and about integrated delivery networks, partnering with different agencies in Grafton County. Many of these agencies, the taxpayers do fund separately. So, in my time that I've got left, I want to very much thank and recognize the folks here at the Pemmy Baker TV for allowing me this opportunity to get out to the public and share with you. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years of my present tenure as a Grafton County Commissioner, and what Andrew and what Juliet do, it's very much appreciated. Again, I'm trying to get what's going on at Grafton County out to the public in a way that's taking advantage of and utilizing all this new technology that's out there. I want to thank the members of the county delegation who ultimately are going to decide on the budget. The commissioners can only propose a budget. That budget, where your tax dollars are going to come from out of your pocket and how much of your tax dollars are going to be spent, that's determined by the people that you elect as state representatives, because your state representatives in Grafton County are also the county delegation who hold the purse strings. And in conclusion, I thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve as your Grafton County District 3 Commissioner, and God bless the great state of New Hampshire. Live free or die. There's a lot of things worse than death. And God bless our great United States of America. Thank you and take care.